Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Kim Hoang, the host of the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience, and we're coming in hot with another installment of our episode mini, where we take a full-fledged episode and we cram it within 10 minutes, give or take a few. However, for today, this is going to be a little bit different because we don't know how long this episode mini is going to be because there's a little special twist to it. We have in front of us our own unofficial Wired Autocomplete interview questions. And I'll just give you a little quick explanation on how this happened and why this happened. One day, one of my friends actually saw this on YouTube where there was a Wired Autocomplete interview with, I believe it was with Kamala Harris. Now, the fact that, he saw somebody of politics being interviewed in that perspective, that was coincidental. Because usually I'm not the type of person that, talks about politics on my podcast show. I make that very clear. But he was really on to something where he just thought this would actually be a cool idea if I took on a special challenge of this type of format where I would answer random questions. Like if somebody was looking for me on Google and asking all these questions. This is something that Wired, which is a computer-based magazine that has also done, stuff on YouTube and on the internet. They made up their own, autocomplete interview segment. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. So today is our unofficial Wired Autocomplete interview, which is now the subject matter for our episode mini. And again, I don't know if I'm going to smash this all in 10 minutes, or less. All I know is I have a page here and I'm going to go for it. So guys, we're going to go for broke here and see what happens. I can't really tell you what's going to happen, how I'm going to answer it, and so forth. I'm just going to do my very best and hopefully it doesn't take too long. Knock on wood. So here we go, guys. Kim Hoang on the unofficial or our unofficial Wired Autocomplete interview as supplied by a couple of friends of mine. So here we go in no particular order. Was Kim Hoang born in the United States of America? Yes, I was. I was born and raised in Annapolis, Maryland, on November 23rd of 1977. If the year kind of gives it away, yeah, that just tells you I got a lot of years that I lived in life. So yeah, I was born in the United States of America. And, my birth certificate shows and proves I am an American citizen, not a person that was born in another country and became a naturalized American citizen. I was born and raised here. So there you go. What is Kim Hoang known for? I am known to be a local film actor who hopefully one day becomes a major actor in the Hollywood scene of movies and movie making. And I'm known to be a podcaster for, you guessed it, the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience. What is Kim Hoang's favorite food? There's a lot of them. The main one is sushi. I love sushi. Sushi's my favorite jam. As long as if it doesn't have any shrimp in it, because I'm allergic to shrimp, I will eat any and every kind of sushi known to man. I also like Italian food, especially pastas, Chinese food, Vietnamese food, obviously, because I am Vietnamese, and my family is born and raised in Vietnam. So I grew up with that type of cultural background to eat a lot of Vietnamese food. So there you go. Where was Kim Hoang's favorite vacation ever? My favorite vacation was over in the Netherlands, specifically speaking in the city of Amsterdam, The Hague, Rotterdam. That was fun. I actually spent 2 weeks over in the Netherlands visiting a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine by the name of Chrissy, who I met through Facebook and having a shared interest in martial arts. That's our shared passion. We love the martial arts. And I went there over to the Netherlands for 2 weeks during the Christmas holidays. She showed me around, and it was fun. It was definitely fun. And it was my first vacation to actually go somewhere in a foreign country all by myself. I didn't have anybody else but me, no family members, no friends. It was just me, myself, and I. And that was the greatest vacation ever, by far. Does Kim Hoang train in the martial arts? And what rank does he hold in said arts? Yes, I do train in the martial arts. Currently, I train in the Muay Thai style of Taekwondo, being a 3rd degree black belt in that art. And I have trained in other arts before. I have trained in Muay Thai kickboxing and Shotokan karate. But you know, with those martial arts, the Muay Thai style of Taekwondo was, you know, the bread and butter. That was like the primary, and that is the art that I've studied the longest. Does Kim Hoang have any tattoos, and who did them? Yes, I do have a lot of tattoos on both of my arms. On both arms, they're like upper sleeves. I have one on my left collarbone. I have shoulder pieces on my shoulder blades, on both sides of my shoulder blades, the left and the right side of my shoulder blades. I have some tattoos there. And I have my ribs done, which was, in my opinion, the tattoo that probably hurt the most. Now, who did them? Davey Suicide, who you know from the band Davey Suicide, did about, I would say, 99% of all of my tattoos in my tattoo collection. However, the one on my ribs, which is a tribute piece for a friend of mine who passed away, Jonathan Henderson, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Samurai Leonardo tattoo. That was done by a guy by the name of Matthew Wojciechowski, and I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but he actually tattoos out of Iconic Tattoos in Fairfax, Virginia, and that was pretty cool. You know, I actually got a chance to work with Matthew, and he was really digging it. He loved it, and I was all about it. So those are the people that have inked me, and yeah, and I have tattoos, no doubt about it. What does Kim Hoang think of blackout tattoos? Oh, God. For those that don't really know what blackout tattoos are, they're exactly what it is that, you know, you basically tattoo a whole section of your body in black ink. You know, I've seen people tattoo their whole arms with black ink all the way through, even to the top part of their hands, and so forth. Their legs, their torso, their chest, everything. And that kind of originated from the Polynesian, culture, if you will. Now that I gave you a little bit of some history of what it is, the question at hand is, what do I think about it? Like, of those blackout tattoos. Honestly, you know, it's not for me. It's not my favorite type of, tattooing method, or style. And I think people basically get blackout tattoos when they just want to cover up tattoos that they have that they just don't like anymore. for whatever reason, whether if it's a bad memory or whatnot. And, it is what it is there, but that's just not my thing. I just don't like it. To me, I don't think it's the greatest thing. But, if you want to get it, go ahead and get it. There's nothing for me to say. I can't stop you. You just do what you do. But if you're going to go ahead and do that, folks, make sure you have thought long and hard of, wanting to do this before executing that idea. So, what is Kim Hoang's favorite restaurants to eat in? Oh, wow. There are a couple, actually. If we are talking about, let's say, my favorite diner per se, I like the Double T Diner in Annapolis, Maryland. I think it's definitely a great, diner, one of the best local diner establishments out there in the world, and they have everything that you want and so much more, and they actually do it very well. So I'm really happy with that place. It's really great, and it's definitely something that I would recommend. If we're talking about sushi, I do like Joss Sushi Cafe Bar in Annapolis, Maryland. Definitely great quality of sushi and a great variety. Although there is a place I do remember that I ate recently. It was over in Rockville, Maryland. And I'm actually looking that up right now because I really want to make sure that I have the name correct. And I believe that the place is called Kura Revolving Sushi Bar, where you can grab a whole bunch of sushi at like $3.75 per plate. So that's a good one. Also, one of my favorite restaurants to eat at is this place called it used to be called Jongro Barbecue, which is a all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue restaurant in Wheaton, Maryland. But since then, they actually renamed it, and it's called Inju Korean Barbecue. That's a real good spot. So any of those to me would suffice. I think it's great. Even I'll go and throw in as an honorable mention the Cheesecake Factory. I'm a huge sucker for that. Cheesecake Factory definitely has a place in my heart. Another question. What is Kim Hoang's Apple technology collection? Oh, God. Well, for a computer, I have a MacBook Pro. It's about over 10 years, but it's going strong. And it hasn't, blown up or anything. I mean, it's holding strong. It's just a little bit old. And so when you have an old computer, it does take a while to load stuff, but once you get it going, it's good. I have also 2 Apple TVs, which is a box that streams a lot of stuff and so forth. I got 2 of them, one in my work office and the other one I have at home. And it's really a great device for streaming and so forth. I like it. And recently I became a proud owner of an Apple Watch. I've had this little baby for a little bit. I haven't had it for too long, but I already like it. It's nice. I don't know why I never had one in the first place, but to actually have one now, I feel pretty cool about it. So, I definitely feel like I'm a member of an exclusive club. It's great and it's awesome. So, there you go. What is Kim Hoang's favorite beverage? Oh, God. My favorite beverages are as follows. Ginger ale, I am a sucker for. I love it. It's amazing. Any hot green tea. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of green tea, whether if it's like something that is lemongrass based or ginger based. I like it. I also like any type of mint tea because it's more herbal. So, you don't really get a lot of caffeine content count, or maybe like 0 at all, because, herbal teas don't have any caffeine, and that's a little bit more of a healthier thing for you. And I like various juices like orange juice, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, even grapefruit juice. I like to mix it up with a little bit of like, some club soda, or any type of like unflavored sparkling soda, so that you would kind of like have like a fruit fizz natural soda kind of effect, and it's proper. It's very cool. All right. Oh God, is Kim Hoang married? No, I am not married. I'm not even in a relationship. I'm single. I haven't had a girlfriend in quite some time. So I'm singling and mingling, and that's okay. You know what I mean? I think it's a situation where when I'm ready to be in a relationship with a woman, I definitely will. And until otherwise, I'm just going to enjoy my independence, and I'm going to love what I do. Does Kim Hoang have any children? Oh my gosh. No, I do not have any children. I do not have any children at all. And it's one of those things where, like, although I love children and I love the idea of being a father and wanting to spend time with my kids or what would have been my kids, and see them live life and go through the process of seeing them growing up and graduating high school. If they're in sports in high school, attend all the sporting events and just, support them. But to be honest with you, when it came down to it, I guess the reason why I don't have kids is that I'm just a little bit scared to be a parent. And I don't think that I have the full responsibility to actually be one. Being a parent takes a lot of responsibility and a lot of time, and your attention will be based on that child almost instantaneously. And, everything that you knew in terms of your life, your time is now the child's time. Your financial resources are their resources. So, that's basically the bottom line. Anybody that has kids and you're doing it, hey, I commend you for it. But for me, I'm child free. So there you go. Does Kim Hoang have mental health challenges? Yes, I do, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I suffer from depression and anxiety that's been ongoing for quite some time. Currently, right now, I am going to support groups, just to kind of get support with my mental health, issues and challenges and so forth. And to me, I feel like it's a good resource, and it's a good answer of how to deal with my, mental health issues and challenges. Because when you have that type of situation and you have the love and support of many people who either go through the same thing that you do, or they can understand the situation, at that point it makes you feel like, wow, somebody is out there and someone cares. And I think that's very important. And, get as much as support that you can with a support group, whoever it may be, and just understand that, you're not alone. And that's something that I've been going through for quite a while. And I hope that whoever faces those type of challenges, may you find the help and assistance that you need in order to navigate life without feeling freaked out, judged upon, and made to feel that anxiety just for those reasons. Does Kim Hoang have a specific workout routine? Not really. I mean, I basically have something that works for me. Being a martial artist, I definitely do a lot of martial arts stuff, especially with running through forms, which some arts call it katas, and other arts just call it like, hey, it's just sequenced moves. You know what I mean? So I kind of do that. I do go on the treadmill and walk a lot. Sometimes when I don't have a treadmill and I just want to walk, I'll go ahead and walk about like 2 miles, maybe 3, depending on how I really feel. And yeah, when it comes to lifting weights, I do lift weights. I just don't lift heavy. I'm not going to be in a situation where I'm trying to compete in the power man lifting tournament or anything of that sort, or try to get a physique. I just want to lift to actually get a nice little tone, but also feel a little bit stronger in that way. And that's it. What my workout is, it doesn't work for anybody else. It just works for me because I feel like I tailor-made it that way. But, if you guys want to go ahead and have a workout routine, go for it. I would consult with a professional and see what happens. Has Kim Hoang ever wanted to be a professional wrestler? Yes, at one point when I was a child, I always thought that I would become a professional wrestler later in life. Wrestling for the major promotions like the WWE or New Japan Pro Wrestling and stuff like that. But, as I got older, I knew that wasn't going to be in the cards. You have to be a special type of person, a special type of athlete that can do all the physical, maneuvers and have that endurance to go ahead and be a professional wrestler. I know a lot that professional wrestlers do go through a lot, and sometimes they put their bodies on the line where they get injured, and sometimes even severely. So I'm pretty sure that 5-year-old kid of Kim would have wanted to do it, but today's Kim would never in a million years would want to do that. Maybe I'll go into professional wrestling as somebody that does commentary or something like that. I definitely think I could handle that. But not a professional wrestler wrestling in the ring. I could never do that. And respect to anybody that does do that. I mean, you're a better person than I. What is Kim Hoang's philosophy of life? My philosophy is just simple. Be a nice person. Life's too short to act like a jerk. If you act like a jerk to people and be very disrespectful or be judgmental of their life choices, whether if they, decided to join this side of politics or, their career choices were not what you liked, or, they didn't make millions of dollars, compared to other people that and et cetera, et cetera. I think that's wrong and that's ridiculous, We should always be nice to people. We should always be supportive to them. And we should always let them know that you can do whatever it is that you want to do in life. And really mean that, be truthful, show that sincerity that you want to see them succeed, And again, it's just being nice to people, showing that love and respect. It goes a long way. When you do that with sincerity, it shows and things go very well. And if you don't do that, God help you. That's all I can say. What is Kim Hoang's favorite part of podcasting? My favorite part of podcasting is just being in the booth and telling a story to you guys, and let you guys know what you're getting into. And the fact that I do it in such of a way where people actually get it and they're just like, oh, cool, this is what he's doing on a podcast. There you go. That's what I do. That's what I do. We got 2 more, actually. What is Kim Hoang's next movie acting assignment? Well, the next movie acting assignment will be on Ramel Xavier Morales' Uncalculated, where I will I'm going to portray once again the role of Benny Chow. Benny Chow, who was in the first Miscalculated movie, was one of the main bad guys, and I get to go ahead and do it again in this prequel Uncalculated. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait. I don't know when I'm going to report in on the set for work, but whenever that is, and whenever Ramel tells me, hey, we're going to need you and this is for real, you best believe I'm going to be there and it's going to be good. And it's going to be a great time and I'm going to love it. All right. Last but not least, What is Kim Hoang's impression of the unofficial Wired Autocomplete interview? It was spot on. It definitely reminds me of some Q&A that I usually do on the podcast. Most recently, we did an episode a while back about 21 questions this season, and it kind of reminds me of that. But it's just more direct, and I think the format is that you want to try to be fast with your responses when it comes to answering the questions, and do the best that you can. And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That is going to conclude our episode mini, our unofficial Wired Autocomplete interview, subject of this episode mini, for theme, if you will. So, yeah. Just a quick reminder, guys, that we are on a lot of podcasting platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Audible, and on iHeartRadio. Now, if you just want to be a guest host or you want to be a guest on the show, send some suggestions on certain subject matters, or, if you have any questions for our Q&A forum on one of our future solo episodes, just email me at the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience at gmail.com. Whatever the subject is, put it in there, and then just fill out the body of the email and then send it out, and I'll read it within like a day or two. So that's all the time that we have. Again, I didn't think it was going to be this long, but that's it for our episode mini, our unofficial Wired Autocomplete interview theme episode mini. I do appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much. And, keep supporting the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience, because, we're off to do great things, and we want to continue to do great things. And as long as you guys want me to keep doing what I'm doing, I'll keep doing it. So for the one time here, recording for you, somewhere out there in the United States of America, this is your boy, Kim Hoang, the Asian sensation and the host of the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience, saying thank you for listening to another episode mini, and we will do it again the next time for sure. All right, guys, it's been real, it's been fun, but I gotta go, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.